memory for some things. Welcome into the program. You're welcome.
Should I just do the ending now? Just say it.
Well, we got the Bills game tonight. I kind of want to get home and watch that because I'm sure the Patriots have put up a hell of a fight. Somehow Josh Allen will throw interceptions that look like he's Carson Wentz. And that's still the alarming stat. Obviously, I didn't do it this last week. We were laughing back and forth, giving updates on Russell Wilson. Hadn't thrown as many touchdowns as bathrooms he has.
Yeah, still there.
Carson Wentz hadn't played in 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And still has more touchdown passes than Russell Wilson this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah.
We don't have to get right into football off the bat, but I know. That's kind of how I open that up.
It's a great year. No, it's a good start. Start to the program.
Let's start with a low note for you.
Okay. Yeah.
Your team sucks.
I've come to I'm in that with the 7 or 8 stages of grief, however many there are. I'm in the acceptance stage now. I'm just like, yeah, we're bad. We're bad. I'm not picking Russell anymore in the FanDuel as like that one game where he could go off finally. I'm done with that.
I thought I'd get on the show with my tweet.
Yeah, it was funny.
I was like, that's a good one.
It's funny.
It didn't make it.
I thought mine was funny, but I knew mine.
Banning me.
Banning you.
I've been on for almost 6 months, 7 months.
Yeah. It's just alarming of how bad. It's alarming to listen. Obviously, I am a fan, so I follow all like the beat writers and shit.
Yeah.
And like after they interview all the coaches and stuff throughout the week, it's alarming of how and not as shocking now that the guy who they hired as the OC, quote unquote, I get why the quarterback's coach is calling the plays.
Yeah.
His comment today was a comment that I would make for my high school team. He said, we were really wanting to get an 18-yard plus run this season. And when they finally got one, everybody was jacked. That's their goals.
This is
the
NFL.
This is week 12.
Like that happens by accident. Like your quarterback should have done that.
Yes.
Like it's almost on a yearly basis that Peyton Manning would get one.
Yeah. Yeah. Tom has one this year.
Yeah. Like that just happens.
Yep. Matt Ryan has one this year. Yeah. And when I read that, I'm like, he said that to the public. Like if that's what you're thinking in your head, that's fine. Some things just need to stay in your own head. It doesn't need to be in the media.
No, I did see the tweet from the one, I guess he'd be a beat writer, about the birthday party.
Yeah.
And when I seen that, I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
It didn't register anything with me. And then I was watching McAfee today before I came over here, and he talked about it. He goes, well, it sounds like a pretty good turn. Like, obviously the guy wrote that to shit on Russell.
Yeah.
But him and Darius, Butler was on the show, obviously both played in the NFL, goes, you're on an off day.
Yeah.
3/4 into the season, half your team shows up.
Yeah,
that's pretty successful.
Yeah, exactly.
The fact that anybody showed up.
Yeah, that's
like, first of all, you shouldn't be throwing birthday parties for NFL guys in the season.
Yes. I feel when I saw that, I was like, she's trying to build rapport with his teammates.
Yeah.
Like that was the only thing I thought of. It was like she's hearing this shit and is trying to kind of put an end to it by doing this. And you're right. I mean, it's your off day. You see if you have a family, you don't see them during the seasons. This is one of the days where you do get to see them.
Yeah.
You're probably spending it with them. Yeah. Not going to Russ's
probably
birthday
not
party.
Walking around. Probably
sitting down.
Doing whatever treatment you do.
Yeah.
And then you're at your house doing any kind of studying that you do.
Yeah.
And letting your knees rest a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it's the NFL and everything hurts.
So 34 of your 53 show up. Okay.
Pretty good. That's
turnout.
pretty top notch.
Yeah.
Actually, that would be a banger.
Yeah.
Of a party.
Yeah.
Now, granted, that goes to all the wives out there listening. And not saying Russell didn't want the party. I'm sure he wanted the party.
Yeah.
But for the most part, your husband does not want you to throw him a birthday party.
Yeah.
For the most part, really doesn't want any acknowledgement that it is his birthday.
Yeah.
Except for some specialty.
Yeah.
Other than that.
Yeah. A little HJ or something.
It's just Let me get that birthday hand job that you're so bad at.
That over the pants HJ in public. Oh yeah.
Yeah, in the line at
Sears.
Sears. Service merchandise. You probably don't even know what that is. That was probably out of here before you were even born. It used to be a big deal.
I remember when you went to Sears for like your clothes.
Sears was a weird, like when you when you think about it, Sears was a weird store.
We have Nike and DeWalt. Like it's a weird store.
And it was hey, you need a washer and dryer? You go to fucking Sears. That's the only place that had it. You need fucking Levi's? Sears.
Go Sears.
Need a dress shirt and a suit? Sears.
Yeah.
You need Craftsman tools, which at that point in time were actually high quality because they stood behind their shit.
Uh-huh.
Got to go to Sears.
Yep.
Want a lawnmower? Got you at Sears.
Yeah, it's weird.
What the fuck is this? And it's in a mall.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's.
And they have a catalog.
It was the Walmart before the Walmart.
Yeah.
Except it just didn't sell food.
Mm-hmm.
Which maybe it did. I don't remember.
I don't think it sold. When I remember, it didn't sell food.
You want a home gym?
Yeah, go to Sears. Yeah, we have all the Bowflexes.
Every one of them.
Yep.
You can outfit your high school gymnasium with what's in here. But Service merchandise was one, like they had like a catalog. Obviously it was a store, but then like you could order stuff and like it would come into the store.
Yeah.
And then it was like, as a kid, it was cool because you went in there to get your pickup and it would come out on a conveyor.
Ah, okay.
Like,
that's cool.
This is fucking kick ass because conveyor technology at that time wasn't seen everywhere. Like it existed, but you had to be in airports and shit like that. Conveyor pizza ovens weren't a thing. They were still bricks.
Hey, both work. Both work for me.
Sweet. I mean, I microwaved pizza rolls this last week.
Good for you. Good for you.
This afternoon.
Good for you. I
couldn't taste it after the first one because I can't wait long enough to not fucking do it.
You didn't bite the hole in the corner and let the steam come out?
Oh, yeah, I did that, but it was a little squirty. It's got a squirter.
Yeah,
got my tongue in there.
Clean it up for him.
Actually, if obviously I microwaved them because I needed them now.
Yeah, of course. I don't know anybody who's like pizza rolls.
If you squeeze them a little bit, usually one of them, they're not as high quality as they once were. Yeah. One of the seams will pop open, and you can kind of blow right into that pocket there.
Yeah.
It's kind of,
I know you. I'm laughing because I'm like, I do that.
That's the only way to do it. You pop that seam open, blow in there so you don't kill yourself.
Exactly. God.
And that's the greatest thing with those things is like, as soon as you pull them out, you sit down and you go, hey, give it a minute. Fuck it. Let's give it a try.
I know I'm going to hurt myself every single time.
Let's try it.
It's the same way when I was a kid with Hot Pockets.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Hot indeed.
It's in the fucking name. Yeah. But I don't care.
Got to do it. I can't. The first bite tasted awesome. I didn't taste any of the others, but it was awesome.
My mouth tastes like
fucking
rubber.
Hot Pockets, man.
Oh, gosh.
I have a solitary Hot Pocket at 2 o'clock in the morning. That's my time.
Oh, we were talking about Russell Wilson.
I don't give a... Who gives a fuck about that trash bag?
I know. I have to until he's not on my team anymore.
All I think about is the Chappelle Show. I don't know if you watched that or not.
I watched all of it.
The one where he's on saying that the kid could describe Michael Jackson's penis, and he's like, I haven't seen it. Let me guess, it's his pubes have got permed, pressed with some glitter. He's like, yes, that's correct. It's like, in my mind, Russell Wilson. It's like bedazzled his pubic region.
The 3.
My mane of pubic.
Yeah. Oh, that guy. That guy.
Yeah, that's. Let's get off of that.
We're giving the Seahawks the 4th pick.
Yep.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And they beat you.
Yeah.
So you're going to play again, or no, you don't.
No, you don't. That's the 80s, buddy.
Yeah.
They're not in the AFC West anymore.
I was thinking back in the...
Oh, maybe it was the 90s, wasn't it still?
Yeah. Back in the day. And Sean Springs paid there. It was the last jersey I owned was a Sean Springs Seattle jersey. This big Sean Springs fan.
Yeah.
As everybody should have been.
Yeah, he was good.
Yes, he was. What do we want to flip to that one?
Yeah, we can.
We texted obviously a few times during the game. I'm so mad at myself so fucking mad at myself.
I know. You should have just stuck with your gut and picked Michigan.
But I couldn't.
I know.
You know, it's that heart thing of like, hey, for 3 weeks on here, you're saying there's fucking Michigan's going to win this game. It's the writing's on the fucking wall. Ohio State can't beat them.
Yeah.
But then you get in there and go, well, maybe. They can get ahead.
Yeah.
Now, granted,
they did.
They should have.
Oh, my God.
It should, by the end of the first quarter, 2 minutes into the second quarter, it probably should have been 24-3.
That's what I thought. Yeah. That was my take on it.
And if you do that, the game's over.
Yes. It was a I truly believe that in my heart of hearts, I know I picked Ohio State to win, but Michigan was the more consistent team all year.
Yeah.
They stuck with what they did. And I have to go on here and just say, I'm pretty sure I went on there and said, make them throw the football. And they did. And when you only
go
play
0.
Yeah. Okay. It's only been 5 years removed from when Michigan played Ohio State, nothing but 0, and got fucking thrashed. I really feel like arrogance played a part in that.
Yeah.
And that was an issue to me. Like, you are supposed to be a good coach. I always thought Ryan Day made really good adjustments. I thought that was one of the things he did well.
And then comes out and says, we didn't make any adjustments.
Yeah, didn't make any adjustments.
Well,
why?
Yeah, you gave up 3 touchdowns over 50 yards.
Yep.
And other than that, they did nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
You know?
Yeah. Then you would just implode the last 8 minutes or whatever it was.
And there's one that I want to get to of people say, because they're gonna, you're gonna have this argument, and we'll talk about the college football playoff. Because obviously Ohio State still has a chance to get in. It's a fucking long shot.
Oh, yeah.
Because I kind of believe both those teams are going to win.
USC, I think are going to
anyways,
win.
So they're out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But for the Ohio State fans, when you say, well, it was a close game, they can't call it a blowout because it just kind of happened, on sellout plays of like, yeah, but you're also the same fans that said that, when people say, well, you kind of, Penn State could have got you. And you're like, well, we won by 14 and we were up 20. Of like, that's the same thing. You play it till the end.
Yeah.
And I've watched a decent amount of Michigan this year. That's how Michigan plays.
Yeah.
They're very much like a Tennessee Titans.
Uh-huh.
They're going to wear you down, and in that fourth quarter, they start popping shit off.
Yeah.
That's what they do every single game.
Mm-hmm.
That outcome looked no different from Michigan. That's how they look every game. It's tight. They get a lead. They bludgeon you, and then boom, 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 boom.
Mm-hmm.
At the end, they win by 30.
Yeah.
That's just how their games go.
Yeah, it was a non-panic mode on Michigan's side of the football. They got down early.
Yep.
That's fine. We're okay. Like, Harbaugh did a very good job with that game.
Yeah.
With that game, he could have easily freaked out.
Yep.
Could have easily done some hardball stuff. But I can't criticize the guy until next year. I mean, he did a fantastic job with the game. Did a fantastic job with the season. Imagine if he doesn't pull the trigger and start J.J. McCarthy.
Yep.
I mean, fantastic on his part of it. Of McNair is not as good as him, and McCarthy gives you that running element that is so hard to defend in college football. Obviously.
And they did exactly what we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
He trusted his defense.
Yep.
They're gonna move the ball.
Mm-hmm.
But once it gets down tight, we don't think they can run the ball good enough, and it's tough to throw in the red zone.
Yep.
We're not going to let them in the end zone.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Move it down the field. Obviously, Ohio State's they've been undisciplined in penalties all year.
Yes.
So that's more of the, obviously adjustments are one thing, but your team is so undisciplined when it comes to stupid, like getting a holding and, an unnecessary on the same play. Down in the game at the 50-yard line. Now it's 1st and 35.
They looked like both of the personal fouls. They just looked like whiny little bitches who were getting there. Like, you know what I mean? Yep. It was you came out. Ryan Day came out and said, we're preparing for this. It's 365 days. We're ready for this. And you come out and you played like little girls almost when something was going bad. Just go back to the fucking huddle. You tried to do something stupid.
Well, the funny thing is, you say you prepare every day for this game, but you did nothing different for this game.
No.
You called the same plays you always call.
Yep.
You ran the same stuff you always ran. On the other side, Michigan ran about 6 plays that I'd never seen before.
Yeah. Yeah, the jump pass with the running back was awesome.
That was phenomenal.
Loved that. That's phenomenal. That's a perfect game to put it in, too.
Yep.
Perfect game.
All these little things.
Yep.
Now, the one thing that Ohio State wrinkle had in is it looked weird when I seen it happen. And me and my brother actually even talked about it. And then when I watched the clip of it later of like, oh, that was a fake punt that they fucked up.
Yeah, I saw it too. As soon as he snapped.
That was supposed to get snapped to the up back.
As soon as the punter had to go back for the ball, I was like, oh, that was supposed to be a fake.
That was a fake.
Yep.
He snapped it to the wrong fucking guy. He snapped it to the punter when he was supposed to snap it to the second guy.
Yeah.
And it was wide
open.
They were going to gain probably 35 yards on that play.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, even Harbaugh even came out and said, he's like, yeah, we were fucked if that happened. I mean, they had us big time.
Because it was like, because me and Sean looked at that, I'm like, that almost got blocked. It's like,
because it wasn't supposed to be punted.
He was going to the right to kick it, and everybody else went left.
Yeah. What was a fuck up? Number one, it was the right call to be made.
Yeah.
Number one, it's what are you doing, Michigan? Why are you overloading the roll side?
Yeah.
That's a fake coming the next play. You did it 3 times in a row. Any special teams coordinator worth their skin is going to say, yeah, we're just going to fake it and go the other way because there's only one guy over there.
Yeah, snapped it to the wrong fucking guy. It was wide open.
And that's a special teams play is so critical in any game, let alone a rivalry game.
Yeah.
Because it's that spark. It gives
and
you
at that point, it was still a 1-possession game.
Yeah. And it's that momentum shifter. Michigan played their ass off defensively to get them to punt. Now you just give up 35 yards on the fake punt. Now you have to go right back out there. That it's just it's a nice game changer. And when it's just a fuck up on them.
Now then it got to the point where Ryan Day did some things of, hey, there were some 4th downs. You probably should have went for it.
Yep.
Like you read the room. Like you're gonna need this.
And
then you gotta give it to the Michigan guy. That's knocking that ball out of Stover's hand. Is such a massive play. Like, that's a different game.
Yeah.
Now, all of a sudden, like, if they get the 2, it's a 3-point game.
Yep.
Kick the field goal, it's an 8-point game, so it's quite possibly still a 2-possession game. Now, granted, they scored on the next fucking play.
Yes.
But maybe that's different. Maybe that's different.
I feel like I put that. I'm not taking anything away from the defensive guy. That's a routine play. That's a routine drill that you do in practice. That's fantastic.
And it was perfect.
Yeah. On Stover's end, you keep that fucking ball in the air as long as you fucking can. You have a defender on you.
Yeah.
Why are you bringing it down?
You're too tall.
Yes. Keep the fucking ball above your head, dude.
Yeah.
That guy had to jump to knock it out.
Yeah.
Just hold it above your head.
Yeah.
I'm like, I guarantee you work on that shit.
Now, in Michigan's to go up 11. The pass interference in the end zone.
Didn't like it.
Little touchy.
Yeah.
Little touchy.
A little touchy for the physicality of the game.
Yeah.
You weren't letting... You weren't doing that. And I thought that was just a no call.
Yeah.
I didn't think it should have went either way. Just a no call there.
Little touchy.
It's going to be a physical game. It's a rivalry game. But other than that, like, it just was a complete... I thought Michigan was comfortable where they were all game.
Yep.
And I felt like Ohio State felt like they were rushed and out of whack all game. It just had that feel to it just by some of the shit that they were doing.
Yeah.
Like, they ran the ball the first drive, threw the ball. They were very balanced the first drive, and then come out after that and just had to start slinging it.
Yeah. Marched it right the fuck down the field.
You panicked.
If you had told me that Ohio State marched it right down the field and scored the opening touchdown, I kind of like, when I seen that, I'm like, oh, okay, they're going to win this game.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like, next possession was like, okay, we went away from everything that just worked and went right back into, well, let's see if we can get him a Heisman.
Yep. It was we went down and scored. Oh, we have to score immediately.
Yeah.
Like, no, eat the fucking clock like you did. You took 6 minutes off the clock on your first drive, man. That's one of the longest drives for a touchdown I remember all season.
You get the ball right fucking back.
Yeah.
Do it again. Now, you know, if it's 14-3 at the end of the first quarter,
Yeah. I think you saw, and I know we talked about it last week with Michigan's offensive line. Not only are they maulers, they protected McCarthy, the JT guy name I can't pronounce. was non-existent. Zach Harrison, non-existent.
Yep.
In the Hall guy inside, non-existent.
Yep.
Had no pressure on him. He had all. When you're running zero, you kind of have to get a tad pressure on him.
And that's his whole defense.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, because here's the thing too. We'll get into this. I mean, the people calling for Ryan Day to get fired, like, calm down. Now he gets beat again next year.
Okay.
Now you're going to have that conversation of like, okay, you haven't done anything.
Yeah.
To combat this. Like Jim Harbaugh got a game plan.
Yep.
We're going to basically play like the Tennessee Titans with the Baltimore Ravens defense.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they have fucking executed.
Yep.
He got guys to do exactly that. Got a game plan because that's what beats Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
Second year in a row, Ryan Day's gotten beat by that format. Are you going to do anything to fix it? Because if you don't, now we need to look at moving on.
Yeah.
But then the hate for Jim Knowles of like, nothing fucking changes. It's like, it's been 1 year. It's a very complicated defense.
100%.
I don't think it's complicated because it's college and there's a lot to it.
Yeah. A lot of moving parts.
It's a 4-2-5. I guess just to say, for listeners that aren't nerdy in that thing, basically you could say it's a nickel.
It is a nickel.
But it's a nickel. It's not a nickel like you think about in the NFL.
It's a beefed up nickel.
You don't have it's not a nickel corner. It's a nickel safety. It's a third safety, and that third safety is a run stop. He the third safety that plays down is kind of the bones of that defense.
Yeah,
and whatever they want to call it, ends or outside linebackers. They're defensive ends.
Mm-hmm.
Call it that.
Yep.
If they can't get pressure, that defense does not work.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it is.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
zone-based defense for the most part.
Defense, but if you're blitzing, you go zero.
Yeah. And you don't have to blitz everybody.
You do not have to blitz everybody.
That's kind of what they got to doing.
I feel like if they don't pop off that very first one, it's a different ball game.
Well, basically, if that guy just gets him out of bounds, it's a first down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the only. That play really only the time reminds me of when they had pressure on him.
Yeah.
And he retreated.
He kind of hucked that.
Yep, he did. He turned his shoulder after he threw it because he knew he was going to get hit.
But with that defense, basically, in the second half when stuff starts popping off, if your front four can't get, or six, whatever you want to call it, can't get pressure on the quarterback, it's a zone-based defense, then you got to blitz one.
Mm-hmm.
And if that blitz one can't get it, now you can't have your zone man, splits or whatever you want to call it. Now you're in a zero where you got to bring two.
Yep.
And if you don't get them, then you're fucked.
Yeah.
And I don't give a shit if it's high school up through the NFL. If you go zero and can't get them, you're fucked.
It's a touchdown.
It's a touchdown.
Every
That's
time.
just what it is.
Yeah.
And then when, they're breaking the runs, that is on, with a 4-2-5. Now you have to start bringing the safety down to stop the run. You have no choice but to go zero because you got to have up there for run support.
Mm-hmm.
And if you pop the line, it's over because there's nobody behind you.
The only issue that I had with the 4-2-5 starting against Michigan, and you're not going to change your defense, obviously, but
you can't.
A 4-2-5 also is a very easy defense to have different fronts.
Yes.
You can have different fronts. You can walk down somebody and have it. You can have an over front where you're one of your defensive end plays an inside technique, a 4-eye, and you have another guy stacked on the outside. I felt like that would have been a better choice than just come out and playing your straight 4-2-5, especially with gap run scheme like Michigan runs heavily, because your linebackers get washed. When a linebacker flows, a gap defense seals them on a flow. That's just how it works. You're flowing right into a guard, and there's only two linebackers.
Yeah.
So once the play side linebacker gets caught up in all that wash, there's a gap. There's a hole. And you're also, like you said, you're playing a zero-man coverage. Now there's not anybody for another 8 yards. So that's why they were getting 8 yards a pop, because there was just nobody there.
Yeah.
I just felt like once... And it's tough. Once they got that lead, I think everybody in the world knew Michigan was going to run the fucking football. That's when you make the switch.
Yeah, that's when you go, all right, we're going to have to zone it back here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they're not going to do anything. They're not going to do anything to try to go. They're not going to try to torch you.
Because if they pass it, the one thing they do know is he'll give it away.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't.
Yeah.
Now, here's where I went into the weeds a little bit after watching that game. So 4.25 is based on speed up front.
Mm-hmm.
100%. Got to have it. But speed doesn't always mean small.
No.
Now, here's the issue. The guys that are in there as freshmen, their recruiting class from last year,
mm-hmm.
and there's 19 commits for this year. We'll see here in, 2 weeks or whatever, what happens with that. There's about 9 of them total in these 2 classes that are defensive fronts.
Yeah.
Do you know how many of them are defensive tackles?
I think 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the only one that's over 300 pounds.
Yep.
He's 310
mm-hmm.
or 315.
Yeah.
Everybody else is 265, 270, 265.
He's your hybrid player.
Hey, that shit ain't working.
Yep.
That ain't gonna get it.
Mm-hmm.
Every defense that's Georgia's based defense.
They're huge.
Michigan, the 2 interior guys. Doesn't mean they're slow, but I don't need a guy running 4.4.
Nope.
Don't need it.
I need a guy to take a double team.
Yeah, because that's how the linebackers don't get washed down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you started to see that, and I don't know if it's a Larry Johnson thing that he likes the quicker guys, but the only one I really remember of recent that it worked for was Draymond Jones. He was a skinny, thinner defensive tackle, and he got to the NFL and put on about 35 pounds because they said you can't play the inside at what you weigh.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. But with that defense, they were a slice and dice defense. They could do it because they had other guys there.
Yeah.
You don't have that. You haven't had a Bosa since Nick left.
Well, 'cause I think Ohio State a lot of times on defense, and they did this a couple years ago too, is you get so hyped up on 5 stars that then you go, well, we want to get them all on the field. Because what we talked about, they want the best 5 offensive linemen, maybe not the 2 best guards.
Yeah.
So they had 4 tackles out there last year, and it was shit.
Yeah, at least they were smart of this year.
They have packages and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, there's 4 defensive ends on the field.
Yeah.
Well, those guys aren't middle players.
Yeah.
That's a different.
I tell you what.
That's different.
Take a playbook, take a play from the Michigan recruiting side. That big ass white defensive tackle that they have, the freshman, is fucking good.
Yeah.
Fucking good. He's a freshman. He's 19. He played high school football last year. He weighs 325 pounds and is athletic as hell to make plays in the backfield for tackles for losses. Holds his gap. He impressed me because I watched him against Illinois, and then I watched him obviously last week against Ohio State. I was like, this guy's fucking good. He is going to be a very good defensive tackle. And he's a rotational guy. If you have 3 of them, you're fine. Yeah.
Because that's the thing, like people, because they get so caught up in the sack number and they go, well, like Jordan Davis when he was at Georgia. He had like 3 fucking sacks. Like, well, he didn't get into the quarterback. It's like, it's not his fucking job.
No.
He had his job.
He had guard, center, guard blocking him.
Yeah. His job is to push the pocket back on pass plays. And you can't run up the middle.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you can't run up the middle, what does that do? Drives him to the edge. And what does that do? You're faster on the edge than all those guys. That's when you can stretch it out and get them.
Yeah.
That's what bothers me, the fact that of like, hey, we're gonna pull a guard, and we're gonna run it in between the guard and the tackle.
Yeah.
Every fucking time.
Every time.
And you're not good enough to stop it. That's the problem.
Yeah, it was but yeah, I know I've said it a lot, but it just seemed like Michigan stuck to their game plan so well. Yeah. And it's just like, yeah, we know we're there. Yeah. They didn't panic. It was really, I like it personally because I love the rivalry. I love the shit talking. I love all that. I love the flag plant because that's just part of the rivalry. It's amazing. I don't get planting the flag on turf, but that's okay.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. It doesn't have the same effect.
Yeah.
But I love that shit because if you're a true fan of Ohio State, then you have to love the rivalry. Yeah. It doesn't matter if you lose or not because you have another year of just nothing but shit talking.
Don't get beat.
Yeah.
win the game.
And that's what I love. And I think I have really kind of, over the last couple of years, really fallen in love more with the rivalry of it all. And like the Ryan Daves comment, oh, we're going to put 100 on him. And then some people were born on third base. Born on third base, hitting a triple. I love that. Keep fucking talking this shit. I love it. That's what you want. You don't want these 62, the 30s and stuff like that. We want the rivalry. I
love what Joel Klatt said. He goes, when he's in reference to people asking for Ryan Day to be fired.
Yeah.
Of Ohio State hadn't went anywhere. They're exactly the same team that they were.
Yeah.
It's just Michigan joined you.
Yes, exactly.
That's all that happened.
That's all that happened.
The last 20 years where we have dominated Michigan, and I fucking played there, of Michigan was fucking terrible.
Yeah, they were awful. Awful.
2006 had a good team.
Mm-hmm.
Past that, do you remember the teams they had?
Yes.
Only the 10-win seasons that they fucking had are the ones that Jim Harbaugh had.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's it.
I want to say
Brady Hoke had one good season.
20, I think
and his quarterback didn't even tie his shoes.
Yeah. Then they made him wear number 98.
No, that's a different one.
Was it?
Devin Gardner won 98.
When they made him wear it.
Yeah.
Because, it's just, it was like, okay.
Yeah.
And I think he got worse.
Yeah,
when they made him.
They made him wear it.
Well, maybe don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's an honor for you to give it to him, I guess. But he probably wants his number.
Yeah.
It's kind of a big deal for kids. So maybe
just let him have it.
Just let that happen.
Let him have it.
You do that with a guy that's on special teams. But I want to say he said, like, in that 20-year span where Ohio State was, 18-2?
Yeah.
Like 12 of those seasons, Michigan finished the year unranked.
Yeah.
So you were beating a bad team.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're good.
Yes. Yeah. And I love that we've harped on Harbaugh so much about everything. And he's like, no, I'm a pretty good coach. I don't know if you guys forget what I've done in my career. I've done some shit. So good for him.
Nothing
still think
on the college level, but you did in the NFL.
In the NFL, that's what I'm saying. Whether it goes, it's still coaching.
Hanging your hat on beating fucking USC twice.
No,
that was a bit much.
But he won at Stanford. I mean, it's hard to do.
Yeah. Pac-12 still.
Yeah, but it's a harder school to get into than Notre Dame, for God's sake.
Yeah. Maybe.
I don't know for
I
sure.
don't either.
I just assume because they suck.
I just felt like disagreeing with you.
Yeah, I figured, but no, good for him. I liked him when he was in the NFL, and then when he got to college, he just started doing some weird, goofy shit, and I was like, okay, I'm kind of off your fan. Now I'm okay with being back on it. I mean, he's done the last 2 years what he should have been doing all along.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I have.
He went the route that everybody went, and then just kind of had a reset and said, nope, I'm going to do this.
The comparison of him in the NFL to the last 2 to 3 years at Michigan is how he made the Niners what the Niners were.
Yeah.
He has recruited your trenches.
Yep.
He's got a good running game, and he can wear a team down. That's what the Niners did when he was there. You had your offensive line, your defensive front were fantastic. Some of them are going to be in the Hall of Fame here soon.
Yeah.
And you had Frank Gore.
Yeah.
So he's finally getting back to that. I really do feel he tried to get in with the times when he first got to Michigan. Oh, we need to be up temp, we need to be up tempo. We need to do this now. Like that, you don't know how to coach that. That's not you. You're good with what you do now. Run the football, play good defense,
play action.
Yep.
And what do you think's going on in the NFL right now?
Yeah.
Boy, it's almost like, you got Patrick Mahomes and you got Josh Allen. And it's like, yeah, but start taking a look at what's going on of, hey, run the ball. Defense is starting to dominate more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, an NFL team didn't score last week.
Yeah. Scoring as a total in the NFL is down.
I went over.
Rushing is up.
Let's say I did those stats last week.
And why is that? Because you went fast on defense, so the offense went, well, I'm pretty sure that linebacker can't fucking tackle us now, so we're just going to run it down your throat.
Exactly.
That's what's happening in college football. Of everybody went to this spread.
Yep.
And the spread's great.
Yeah. You can do it.
But if it doesn't work, where do you go from there? Which is what we talked about with Ohio State. When the passing game isn't getting you 50-yard touchdowns, what do you do?
Yeah.
And they don't have an answer because they don't. like we said, they run 3 different blocking styles. They don't have hey, what's your go-to run?
Mm-hmm.
They don't have one. Michigan does.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to fucking tell you what the play is.
Yeah. Stop it.
We're going to fucking do it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what good run teams do.
Yeah.
Now they mix it up, and that's fine. You can do what you want, but you have to have a base run scheme, and then you just have to get really good at it.
I think that's kind of been the most upsetting thing for me as an Ohio State fan. And this isn't just the Ryan Day. Like, it was at the end of the Urban Meyer thing, too. Like, the defense was really getting bad.
Yeah, and that's kind of what...
And I miss the days of, like, it seems weird. Like, I understand it in the NFL because you have a fucking salary cap. I get it.
Yeah.
But just because you have a good offense doesn't mean your defense has to suck in college.
Exactly. I mean,
Alabama was pretty good at having a really good defense and a really good offense for a long fucking time.
Yeah.
And, like, Ohio State is more Big 12-ish of, hey, we got a really good offense.
Yeah.
Our defense is middle of the pack.
Uh-huh.
But on the days that the offense doesn't show up, it's a tough day.
I miss the good Ohio State defense. Yeah. Like, I mean, just go down the list of just the linebackers that they've produced. I mean, my favorite player growing up was A.J. Hawk.
Yeah.
I mean, then okay, I'll take Lairditis. I'll take him too. Yeah. You know? Shazier? Yeah, I'll have him too.
Yeah.
You know, Darren Lee? Yeah, I'll take him. Joshua Perry, those guys? Yeah, pretty fucking good linebackers.
How about that for when you're growing up is you have back-to-back linebackers come out of Ohio State that is their all-time leading tacklers of the NFL teams they played for.
Yeah. Yep.
That's, you know,
pretty good.
That's pretty fucking good.
Pretty fucking good. And the cores, but the linebacking cores.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't with the 90s. Like, I didn't have the Vrabels and the Fickles and those guys, but Bobby Carpenter, A.J. Hawk, Anthony Schlegel, pretty fucking good 3 linebackers you had there.
And then look at the guys, their backups. James Laurinaitis.
Yeah. Marcus Freeman.
Marcus Freeman.
Yeah.
I mean,
those guys.
Pretty fucking good.
Pretty fucking good. Yeah.
Yeah. I miss those days of, I think I talked about it last week of, I always loved, because when you'd play Wisconsin.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
This guy's going to win the Heisman as a running back. Plays Ohio State. 22 carries for 31 yards.
Yep.
That's what I miss of when that's fucking sad. Blake Corum, man.
I know. God, it's fucking horrible.
Horrible. Now you're done.
Yeah.
I mean,
that guy was fucking
awesome. You can hate Michigan or whatever you want, but Jesus Christ.
That guy was fun to watch, too. The nice combo of strength and speed that kid had, Jesus Christ, he was good.
That's one of those when I heard on the radio over there, like, well, you know, maybe it gets fixed and, maybe he'll come back for a senior. It's like, no, you got to go to the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Especially it's going to be one of those things, and it's kind of like that Alabama thing, too. And Harbaugh will get this way. You might have some running backs that don't go there because.
Yeah.
Because Michigan and Alabama's this way, wear their running backs out so much that when they get to the league, I mean, obviously Derrick Henry is
just a freak.
He's a different, he's on a different planet. But they run them and wear them out so much that when they get to the NFL, they're almost used up.
And
you're talking.
I'll put Mark Ingram in that Derrick Henry category. That guy's fucking still playing football at a level.
When you're talking about like a Blake Corum, 28 carries a game for 2 years of like, hey,
stuff.
What are you going to do for the NFL?
Yep.
They're like, well, he's a first round pick. It's like, nah, he's a third round pick.
Yeah,
which is fine for a running back.
Yeah.
Now he's a little small for the NFL, but if he can catch a ball out of the backfield, that's a big fucking because he's got wiggle.
Yep.
And he can give you a pop.
Third round pick too. You go to a pretty decent team.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody's going to get you.
Mm-hmm.
Now with his surgery, now you're a fourth rounder.
Did they disclose what it was? Because I didn't. I just saw knee surgery. I didn't.
Well, it wasn't that. I'm gonna guess meniscus, mainly for the fact that he tried to go.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Meaning that they knew it was a problem.
Mm-hmm.
They said you can't hurt it anymore, meaning it was already torn.
Yeah, so, probably meniscus. You're right.
You see it on that, like he tried to cut and it just wasn't there. Which is, it sucks.
Yeah.
But hats off to him for even fucking trying.
Yeah, God, tough kid.
But then I heard him say, it was like, well, if it was, they're thinking of a scope. Even if it was scoped, is it maybe get back for the playoff of like, hey, even if it's scoped, you're not playing, man. It's like, well, with the NIL money and stuff. No, that's an NFL contract. Get the fuck out of here with your NIL shit.
The only way a player stays with NIL money is if their draft stock is not high.
Right.
Gorham's is very high.
Very.
Very high. He goes immediately because it's as high as it's going to be, and you don't want another 10, 12 games of 28 carries a pop.
And a guy that went to your school did that.
Yeah.
And he's announcing fucking games on the Big Ten Network.
Yeah.
Because he got hurt in a fucking bowl game that didn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a first-round pick.
Yeah. Yeah.
That fucking sucked for that guy, too. That was fucking terrible. That when Jake Butt.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Hell of a tight end. Jesus
goes from
Christ.
A first-round pick.
Got drafted by Denver in the 5th round.
6th round?
5th or 6th round.
Out of the league.
Yeah.
They're like, you tore it up bad, man. It's fucking...
Played 5 games in 4 years. They even gave him a second contract.
Yeah.
Just to see, because it was like, you have so much potential.
Yeah. It was just that, sometimes you can't come back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, man. He, going on to this week of conference championship games. Yeah. We have one tomorrow night with USC and Utah.
Which is such a weird thing on a Friday night. It's because I think it's just mainly for the fact of they scheduled that. Obviously, that game is scheduled before Lincoln Riley was even the coach.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because USC ain't getting any TV time with the other ones because, like, the Big 12's at noon.
Yep.
And then SEC's at 4.
Yeah.
And then Big 10's at 8 or 7:30.
The Big 10 switches, though, every couple years, doesn't it? I remember being at like a 4 o'clock, 4:30 game one time.
Usually if it does, it's because it'll flip kind of with the SEC. Like they're not, the SEC and the Big 10, I believe, talk enough that they're not going to go at the same time.
Yeah.
That it's like, hey, you guys going at 4, we'll go at 8.
I just remember when I was still coaching basketball, able to watch some of it before I had to, be at the school.
But for the most part, it's a night game.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you're just not you're not getting in with that. So you do it on a Friday. Yeah. Well, now all of a sudden you got Lincoln Riley and a playoff berth on the line.
Yeah. That is, and I think I heard Coward talk about it, and I don't mind Coward. I don't like all he just try to make too many hot takes a lot of the times.
Yeah.
But if he would just talk normal, he's okay. But he's 100% right. He's like, USC was not supposed to be good this quick.
No.
He goes, we all know Lincoln Riley is a good coach.
Yeah.
The only thing, you're bringing your Big 12 style now to the Big 10 here in a year or two.
Yeah.
Go find some defensive people to play on your defense.
Yeah, that was always going to be the issue. When the only reason they're good is Lincoln Riley comes in,
Caleb Williams
brings Caleb Williams with him, who's already knows his system.
Yeah.
And then goes and steals the best receiver in the country at the time.
Yes.
From Pittsburgh.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I'm going to be okay.
Offensively, you're going to be okay. Now they're dog shit on defense. And if win,
Notre Dame had any kind of consistency on offense, that's a completely different ball game.
And I don't think Utah will beat them, but Utah should beat them.
I agree. It's tough to beat a team twice, no matter what. Utah has the offense to keep up with them.
Yeah. Now, mainly because USC's defense is fucking atrocious.
It is.
Now, it's one of those things of Caleb Williams playing at a different level than he was the last time that they played.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, still, he can give one up once in a while, too. I think he'll make a stupid play sometimes.
I think they beat him at. Did they beat him at USC, too?
Yeah.
I want to say, I thought they did.
And it was only by 1.
Yeah. That's all you need.
Yeah. But, I mean, that's just a weird thing to win by. 1 is usually a point total that is not a given.
No, but it's...
it might have been at Utah, actually.
I'm trying to find it as we speak. It was at Utah, yep.
Yeah.
42-43.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be that, too. I feel like it's going to be 45-47.
I kind of feel like Utah might get boat raced. Their quarterback's not playing great.
No. At all. But Utah always seems to show up in a big game.
Yeah.
I mean, look, over the last
I think
probably
they're missing somebody too. Like there's somebody not playing in that game.
I just feel like over the last 3-4 years, they've all like they get there and they're like, oh man, they shouldn't be there. And like a couple years ago, they just fucking beat the hell out of Oregon. And then last year, keeping up with Ohio State, and it's like, yeah, they show up in pretty big games, but I kind of am on the same side as you. I feel like USC's just going to go in there and be like, we're better than you.
Yeah, I think their offense just at a different level. But now you can throw this back to even at Oklahoma. Like Lincoln Riley, like that offense will have games where they can't fucking score.
Uh-huh.
It happens.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
And honest, I mean, bad thing is like Utah probably has the best defense in the Pac-12.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But it's not what it should be. Like it should be better. But,
and Caleb Williams has shown now, he can run the football.
Yeah, that's kind of the other one of like, all right, well, if he's going to dance around for 8 seconds, like it doesn't matter.
They were running midline with him.
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
I haven't seen a college quarterback of that level of, okay, you see Navy run midline. I'm saying of that level of caliber of quarterback running a midline. People don't know what midline is. It's a A-gap quarterback dive.
Yeah.
That's all it is. He drops back. They run a trap, a little X block there with the center and the guard, and he runs right in the A-gap.
Yeah.
It's unheard of with his level of play at quarterback.
Heisman candidate.
Yes.
Like
running up
you
the
don't
middle.
Do that mainly for the fact of you get your head ripped off.
Yeah.
And you're the quarterback. Yeah. So.
Oh, man. It was...
Now, granted, the fucking Bills will do that with Josh Allen.
Yeah.
But he's also,
huge.
6'6". I don't know how big Caleb is, but I don't. No. He's not that size.
No, he's not that thick.
No.
Josh Allen's a big boy.
So let me run this through because we'll go through playoffs. This is a very college football heavy show today. Obviously,
we'll get into NFL down picks, the season.
But I don't care. It's my show and your show, and we'll talk how we want to fucking talk. And you either listen or you don't. How about that? A little talking too.
I think a lot of people just
mainly because we don't. Yeah, I don't give a shit. Breaking down the college football playoff, I'm going to go this route. I'll say my thought per team as we go through, and then you chime in what your thought is. Okay. Georgia.
Yeah.
Win or lose are in.
Okay.
Michigan. Win or lose are in.
Okay.
TCU. Win or lose by 1 score are in.
Okay.
USC must win.
I'm with you with 3 of the 4. I feel like USC has to win to get in.
Yeah.
I feel like if TCU has a close game, people are questioning them. And I know that a win's a win.
Right.
And they're undefeated. But I still feel like that question gets brought up. Because... And again,
yeah, but now you're saying that if they get beat, even if it's a close loss, does Ohio State jump them?
Yes,
okay.
I believe that. If it's
I don't think they do.
If it's a close loss, I feel like Ohio State jumps TCU.
Yeah,
only for the main fact of, and it's a weird thing because I'm going off of the original quote of the college football playoff. It's the 4 best teams. If you TCU
name on the jersey,
yes, yep. If TCU gets beat by a Kansas, I feel like Ohio State jumps them because Kansas beats TCU. Kansas should not be in the.
You mean Kansas State?
Is it Kansas State?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Kansas
they're
State.
ranked 10th.
I understand, but I feel like if Kansas State beats them, Ohio State jumps them. Yeah. I feel like if it's close, that conversation is had. Of if TCU wins close, I even feel like
if TCU wins at all, even if it goes to overtime in a 2-point shootout, they're in.
I feel like the conversation is had, but I know what you're saying. But the committee has done that before. They've left out
TCU
conference
for Ohio State.
Yeah,
but they had a loss. They weren't undefeated.
I get it. That's my only question of is TCU because of
a Power 5 undefeated. I don't think basically, especially because it would be them getting jumped by 2 teams.
Yes, and I get that. I'm with you with Michigan and Georgia. Win or lose, they're both in.
Win or lose, they're in.
Yeah. What I feel personally, the committee really wants to see, because I feel like the committee is money hungry, greedy fuckers. is for USC and TCU to both lose. That way, Ohio State and Alabama both get in.
Yeah.
I feel like if they both lose, you're seeing 5 and 6 jump up to 3 and 4.
If one loses, if one loses, they want it to be TSC. They want it to be the Tractor Supply Company. They want it to be TCU getting blown out.
Yes.
Then you have Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, USC. That is scenario. The scenario you're suggesting, I think, makes it even harder. Because hear me out.
I am.
So both of them lose. So and then you're saying Ohio State and Alabama get in.
Yeah.
But then you also have to have Alabama jump Ohio State.
I don't think you do.
I don't think they're going to have Michigan, Ohio State, and then Georgia and Alabama play each other in the opening.
I think they would.
To have it a Big Ten.
Yep, Big Ten. Because that's what you haven't seen Georgia and Alabama play yet this year.
Right.
Now you're getting a rematch 2 weeks away from each other again. I think that would be, you have your SEC and your Big Ten. It's your two best conferences anyway.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a fucking headline. I do. And the college football playoff committee just wants people to fucking talk. That right there is going to it's going to trend on Twitter for the 2 weeks.
Yeah. I think, I know people say, well, if USC loses a close one, I think they could stay in ahead of Ohio State. It's like, well, you can't get in when you lose twice. You just can't.
No.
And especially when both those losses are the same fucking team.
Exactly.
So that's a tough one.
Yeah.
TCU, I'll tell you this. I can't remember. I want to say Kansas State, when they played in the regular season, Kansas State was winning midway through the third quarter by like fucking 20.
I feel like you're right. I feel like it was a comeback win.
It was a comeback and a late win.
Yeah.
Which has been most of TCU's wins. Which is, I know people they barely beat this. And they won the fucking game. So
they won 38-28. And Kansas State at halftime was up 21-7.
Yeah.
TCU comes out. Well, Kansas State didn't score in the second half. So
okay.
They were up 28. Sorry, they were up 28-17 at the half.
Okay.
My fault. I didn't look at the first quarter. And then come out and they scored. TCU scored 14 in the third quarter, 7 in the fourth, and Kansas State didn't score in the second half.
Yeah.
So they were down.
Yeah.
But they did have to come back and win.
Right.
But it was a close game.
Yeah.
Close game and a big game with your underdog. You can't leave them hanging. You can't leave that underdog hanging around.
Yeah, I don't. Win the game. That's all that matters to me. I don't. If you have not been beaten, I don't give a fuck about how much you're beating people by.
Yeah.
As long as you're winning.
No, and I get that.
Now, if you've lost a game and then have like Alabama, the argument for Alabama is a terrible argument because they've lost twice. Okay, unforgivable in the CFP area.
Yes,
it's never happened before.
Nope.
They've looked shitty and should have lost 3 other games.
Yeah.
And they have no wins. They haven't beaten anybody. Their best win is Texas and Mississippi State.
Yep. Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Should have lost that game.
Should have lost that game. Should have lost Texas.
Yeah.
Should have lost
Yep.
I mean, like this year, Alabama doesn't have, like, their fans would be like, well, no, we're still the best. Of like you don't, like, we only got beat by this. It's like, well, okay, well, you look like shit in the other games too. So I think if both teams lost,
one of them is still getting in.
I think TCU still gets in unless it's a blowout.
Yeah.
Unless it's a blowout.
It's funny because I know I agreed with you, but I can, for some fucking reason, the committee does weird shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And if a USC team wins with the one loss, I can still see them fucking putting Ohio State in with one loss.
Yeah.
Not that I agree with that, but they do weird fucking shit like that all the time. And you go back to what we talk about anytime we bring up the college football playoffs in Ohio State. The fucking fans travel like crazy.
It matters.
That is in the back of their heads no matter what.
Yeah. Well, that was one, too, here's one for you. If USC wins, and Caleb Williams gets hurt.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Yep. Yeah.
Because if it's a backup quarterback against Georgia, they're getting thumped by Georgia either way.
Yes.
But you say, well, you put them in with a backup quarterback? They still had one loss. So the bad thing, like for an Ohio State thing, and I don't think Ohio State should get in. Ohio State's kind of been fraudulent all like you
big
could
time.
see this coming.
100%.
Like I don't know that they had a game where they fired on all cylinders.
No.
They just haven't. That's always been something.
One or the other. Yeah.
But the bad thing is although teams very similar, structured very similar, Ohio State matches up better against Georgia than they do Michigan.
Yes.
Like, of the top 5 teams, Ohio State's probably the only team that can beat Georgia.
I would agree with that.
Not saying Georgia wouldn't lose the game, but if you were, like, you're not going to bet on Michigan to beat Georgia.
Yeah.
I mean, not granted, if you're a Michigan fan, you would, but
yes.
I'm talking about sensible. But you can make that argument to bet on Ohio State to beat Georgia.
Yeah.
Mainly, it's just
different styles.
It's different styles. They're built similar, but they're just enough different.
Yeah.
Like Ohio State in a track meet could get you.
Yeah. Michigan, Georgia's smart enough not to play the defense like the Ohio State did, where they're not going to have the big play, the big plays like that.
Michigan will not run the ball against Georgia.
No.
They can stop the run. Now, Ohio State needs to run the ball so they can pass the ball, but they can get you out of there by chucking an 80-yard touchdown.
And Georgia gives them a lot of deep middle passes.
Yeah.
A lot of deep middle passes.
Now, Ohio State doesn't really throw their tight ends down the middle.
Yeah.
Or ever put their number 1 receiver in the 3 slot.
Yeah, I know.
Which is weird reason. Hey, these are pretty basic defenses. If you put Marvin Harrison in the 3 in a trip set, that means he's matched up with a linebacker, and they're probably going to have to call timeout.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or he's going to be wide the fuck open.
Yeah.
Go ahead and stick him outside the numbers, and let's throw him a wide receiver screen.
Yeah.
From the far hash.
with nobody else out there.
It's a 45-yard pass.
Just run a quick slant.
Yeah.
That's the same
Just
thing.
Do that.
That's all you're needing. But when my thinking, and I know I don't trust the committee with the conference champion as much as I do anymore, for the simple fact that they've let Ohio State in not winning the conference.
Yeah.
And they've let Notre Dame in a few times.
Yeah.
And they don't even play in a conference.
Right.
So the conference when people are talking about the conference champion, I kind of tune that out because I'm like, well, they've gone against that multiple times now, and it's not a bad thing, but I don't like how that's like the staple there.
They kind of only go now. They went against it once when it was Penn State, but the Penn State also had 2 losses.
Yes, they did.
The times it only really happens is they go against it when it's a Big 12 team. More in particular, it's TCU or Baylor. Now, if it's Oklahoma, like if it was Oklahoma, if it was Oklahoma or Texas in this, there is no fucking question. Like that's not even a question. They lose the game they're in.
Yep.
We can't penalize Texas for losing a game that Ohio State didn't have to play.
Yeah.
Now, and then Pac-12, they've done the same thing. Now it's never happened with the brand.
Yes.
Of the Pac-12 being USC. Yeah, we can overlook Oregon.
Yeah.
Like that's a nice, they're a Nike school, but fuck off. This is USC.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's hard for me to believe that that's really part of their discussion.
Yeah.
Is the conference championship game.
Yeah, especially when the other ones don't matter. You have fucking Georgia playing LSU.
Exactly.
And then you have Michigan playing Purdue.
Yeah, so you're telling me this is the thing that you're really banking off of?
And to be real honest, TCU's playing fucking Kansas State.
Exactly.
And USC's playing fucking Utah.
Yes.
So, 5 years ago, Utah wasn't even in that conference. And they were a mid-major.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so I just have a hard time believing like that's a big part of their discussion of, well, they won the conference. Well, they beat fucking Purdue. Yeah. Not Michigan's in either way. I'm not discussing that. I'm just saying that caliber of team.
Yeah. That, the one, I just find that with the TCU thing. I don't know why. Mainly because they fucked up. Now, granted, they fucked them the year for Ohio State, and Ohio State won the national championship that year. So that's kind of
I thought that was Baylor.
Was that Baylor?
Yeah, it was Baylor.
So, okay, we'll call it a Big 12 lesser. It's only been one or
They've
two
done
of those.
it to TCU, too, but
TCU's had to happen. Wasn't that year, though?
Wasn't that year.
It might have been for Ohio State, though.
I feel like it was. Yes.
But maybe that.
It was. I know for a fact it wasn't that year.
Or something like that.
Because it was, was it Art, the old coach for Baylor, got in trouble for all that shit, and he didn't even win his bowl game after saying that he should be in the.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. Win your bowl game, bud.
But that was. I feel like that's why, to me, it feels like TCU is in.
Yeah. No, I
like if TCU gets beat to get out, I feel like it's got to be double digits. You know, which it could be. Like TCU has been flirting with disaster.
Yes, they have
all year.
And Kansas State does have that reputation of knocking somebody off that they shouldn't beat. I mean,
should have been them. Should have been like this. Wouldn't even be a discussion now if it wasn't.
No. Yeah,
because TCU. If it's not the loss in the conference championship game, TCU can't get in with a loss if they're a conference champion. They're not getting in over Ohio State because Ohio State's loss is to the number 2 team in the country.
Exactly.
Now, granted, all the Ohio State fans, hey, don't get blown out.
Yeah, no shit.
No shit. If Ohio State lost that game 28-24, they're probably ranked ahead of USC right now. Ohio State's probably sitting in the 4 spot.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Well, USC is basically winning in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, they lost, but to this fucking team who's lost 2 games in the last 2 years, and one of them's to the national champions. I mean, the only team in the last 2 years that has a better record than Michigan is Georgia. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's a...
And that's the other one when Ohio State people was like, Ohio State's only lost 3 fucking games.
Yeah.
But think about that. He is, what is he, like 54-5?
Ryan
Day, something like that. Like, fire him.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, okay. Calm down.
It's just the idiotic Ohio State fans that, and I get it, it's a big fucking game. It is. Yeah. It is a big fucking game, and the media makes it a big fucking game. But they're good. Like, we refuse, as Ohio State fans, we refuse to believe that Michigan's superior to us.
Yeah.
And they're fucking good. They're a very good fucking football team. They didn't have their Heisman candidate and did that to us as Ohio State fans.
Well, now here's the thing. Like, if they lose to Michigan, I still don't think you fire them next year. But if you lose by fucking 20 again, now you're in the... It's... I don't even know that it's that you lost to Michigan, but you got embarrassed 2 years in a row of like they just came and just fucking butt fucked you.
Yeah, and
and told you what they were gonna do.
Yeah,
and then did it.
You're going to the fucking big house next year.
Yeah.
So good luck.
Yeah.
Maybe change some shit.
Well, let me ask you this: why was the feature back a back that I'd never heard of?
Yeah, I don't know.
Where'd that come from?
I have no clue. Was he
I knew
freshman?
Henderson wasn't going to play.
Yeah.
Mayan Williams obviously got dinged up again.
Then this guy comes in.
Then the other guy that has spelled in for 2 games and rushed for 130 and 120 yards in those games.
He got like what?
He wasn't
2
hurt.
carries?
He got like 6 carries. Was like, well, who the fuck is this guy?
I know. I mean, why aren't you running the fucking football?
Yeah.
You have your 4th-string running back looks okay.
Yeah.
Why aren't you running the fucking
What's
football?
What's the problem?
What are we doing?
When you run downhill, you seem to gain yards.
Yeah.
And then when they stop your run and you play action, it seems like you complete the pass.
Yeah.
And I'm still pissed off that not one time did Stroud pull that ball and fucking run it.
I know.
Not one. All you got to do it is once.
And I thought on the like a 3rd and 1 where they got stuffed, I was like, oh, he's going to pull this for sure.
Here comes the JT Barrett.
Here, pull it. And it was like, oh, he didn't pull it. Oh, but there's nobody there. You should fucking pull it.
Yeah, there was nobody.
Jesus, man. Yeah.
But here's, now I guess we can move down. The one that I find weird, and we can have this conversation. You have two lost teams next to each other, and the one ranked behind the other one beat them.
Yeah. Yeah. Weird.
But their other loss one loss is to the number one team in the country, and the other loss was a fucking blowout.
Yeah.
And granted, their quarterback's hurt. But that's, when people say, I don't want to see a 12 team because the regular season doesn't matter. Fucking obviously it doesn't now.
Yeah.
Because you have a team with the identical record behind the other team that they beat.
Yeah. Yeah. Doesn't make any sense. Makes no sense. Make no sense about it.
Well, here's the funny thing, too, of like with Ohio State. If the Ohio State-Michigan game was in October, would Ohio State be ranked 3 right now? Think about that.
Yes, I mean, probably. I can't say yes for sure,
because
but probably.
If USC was undefeated and lost to Utah last week, they wouldn't be ranked number 4.
No.
That's such a weird thing of like, it's not also you can't lose.
You can't lose at the end of the season.
But you can't lose in November.
Yeah.
That's the weird. It's like, we're having discussions over teams that have the same amount of losses, but it's when you won. Not even to who you lost to.
Nope. It's when you've won.
Because that's the other thing of like, they say, well, USC, they only lost one. Yeah, to fucking Utah, who's got 3 goddamn losses.
Yeah.
Well, but they but they haven't played that championship game yet. So you can't count that game yet.
Yeah.
So they shouldn't be ranked ahead of Ohio State right now.
Yeah, it'd be wait till next week.
But you can't do that because
it's the knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's the knee-jerk reaction of, oh, they just lost, they have to go down in the rankings. Which is fine. You still put them down in the rankings, but it's kind of what we talk about, and it's a weird thing, and everybody wants to talk about the SEC and the Big Ten. The SEC doesn't drop when they lose.
No. In fact, where's LSU? 12?
Yeah, exactly.
They have 3 losses.
3 losses, yeah. They don't drop.
They just got beat by Texas A&M, who's not even bowl eligible.
Yep.
So
this is what I mean, and it's all conspiracy. You never know. You're making Alabama look so much better now because Mississippi State and Texas are ranked higher.
Yeah.
So you're helping them out, and that's a big problem to me. You're ranking Tennessee behind them
when they beat them.
That's a big problem.
Don't get blown out, dude. It's like, okay.
I just have an issue with that, with the whole, why do we have the knee-jerk reaction with one thing but not the other?
Yeah. Why is it? I understand, it was a blowout, but why? South Carolina, like South Carolina gets discredited.
Yes, exactly.
So like, well, they're shit. So you can't be ranked ahead of a team that you beat because South Carolina sucks and they beat you.
Yeah.
And then they win again.
Yeah.
And it's like, they just beat Clemson. Of like, well, they're still shit. So you still can't. Of like, hey, okay, what are we doing here?
Yeah. It's a weird thing. I would like to be like a fly on the wall and not even to argue. I just want to know. I want to hear the conversations that are had because there has to be some level-headed person in that room and being like, what the fuck? Like,
what are we doing?
What are we doing? There has to be there. In that meeting room, there's so many fucking people in that room. There, I don't know how they get anything fucking done.
They don't.
You're right. They don't.
Within the first 20 minutes, that top 25 is fucking done.
I agree with you. And so, with just my argument with the SEC and the Big Ten, and I'm not arguing conference or anything like that for the people that are listening. If you're putting Alabama and let's just say fucking Auburn in the same situation that Ohio State, Michigan was in, and Auburn beats Alabama to give them one loss, Alabama's still ranked in the top 4.
100%.
That's just...
And if Auburn had one loss and was ranked 9th, Auburn would be ranked 3rd.
Yep. Yeah. It's just a weird thing that they do.
Yeah.
And it's fine. I can't fucking change it. I'm nobody.
Yeah, it's great.
But be that way with Ohio State is still one of the top 4 teams in the country.
Yeah.
They're not the best.
No.
They may get blown out, but they're still one of the top 4 teams.
That was the funny thing. After they get blown out by Michigan, on Sunday, odds come out.
Yeah,
the most money bet on a team to win the national championship after the games on Saturday is Ohio State, because it just went off at, 500 to 1 and had a shit ton of money dumped on them.
Yep.
Because they could.
Yeah.
It's like, well, they'd have to play Michigan again. Yeah.
Yeah.
But don't act like that couldn't go differently.
Oh, 100% could go differently.
Ohio State win that game.
Yeah, they can.
100%.
That's not a...
It's like, well, no, that's the way they were dominated. Well, okay, remember last year when Alabama beat the ever-living fuck out of Georgia in that game?
No shit.
And then got their ass stomped in the national championship. Shit happens.
Shit happens. Hard to beat a team twice.
Yeah.
It is. People don't get that. And I just, it's the knee-jerk reaction we see from media committee, whatever it is.
That'd be one thing. Like, honestly, if Ohio State snuck in, I would honestly probably bet on them to win it.
Yeah, I would too. Why not?
Mainly for the fact of, like, they would probably, and I'm not even talking for money. I'm just like, no, I think Ohio State's going to win the national championship. Because I think if they got by Georgia, I think they beat Michigan the second time. Just out of that, we're going to call it a coin flip. Well, they're going to dominate it. It's a different game.
Yeah.
Different level.
Yeah.
You know?
You've never been here, Michigan.
Yeah.
You've never been here.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
And people, There's fucking kids. 19, 20-year-old kids. McCarthy's a sophomore. Really good. Still a sophomore. Yeah. We saw how some quarterbacks play in that moment.
Yeah.
Not good. Especially when it's a lot of pressure.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of pressure. Now it's not just now it's just not the national championship game. It's the national championship game against your rival.
And then when people go, I would want to, and here's what I want to see. I want to see that happen just for Ohio State, Michigan playing the national championship game, to hear all the people go, this just makes the regular season game didn't fucking matter.
Yeah, fuck you people.
So you don't think this one's more fucking... I mean, imagine if it was the only other one is, and Auburn's fucking garbage, and then they hire a guy that likes hookers.
Yeah.
And nothing against hookers. That's not the worst thing he did. Everybody wants to jump on him for the hooker thing.
Yeah.
Take a look. That's the best thing that he did.
Exactly.
Was call hookers. And then say it was a butt dial. Well, it was 9 times.
Yeah.
Like, butt dial, random number, just happened to call some fucking hookers. 9 times. Might have been 8 if I...
It is a lot.
But, like, Auburn, Alabama as a national championship game, people say, well, they already had that with Georgia. It's like Alabama and Georgia aren't rivals.
No, they're just good.
They don't play each other. They're just good and they matched up.
Yeah.
That's all that happened.
Yeah. You make it a rival because Kirby Smart used to coach at Alabama. Yeah. That's why you make it a rival.
Alabama and Auburn are a rivalry.
Yes.
Now, if that happened in a national championship, do you think they might take that a little more serious in the Iron Bowl?
Exactly. Might. Yeah.
Just might.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that would be the ultimate, like, Ohio State thing to a Michigan person of like, oh, yeah, you beat us in Columbus, but we got this fucking trophy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Have fun with that Big Ten trophy. Good win over Purdue.
Yeah. No, I feel like that would, until it's 12 teams, I just feel like that wouldn't happen because it's not that the Big Ten doesn't get any love. It's that there's no respect with those two teams. Because, and it's just a weird concept.
Yeah. Because
it's just looked down upon.
Yeah. Tell you, that'd be the weird thing, talking about if Ohio State got in off a TCU loss, I wouldn't like that for Michigan.
Yeah.
Granted, their defense is good and everything like that, but every team and USC plays a lot like Ohio State plays, except the fact that their quarterback can run the fuck all over the field. And you watched it last week. He didn't run for just run it. Like, there was like 4 plays in a row that he ran all over the field. And then threw the ball for 50 yards.
Yep.
Of like, that's where it really fucking gets you. Of like, hey, why don't you cover that wide receiver for 6 seconds? We'll see if you can stay up there because these guys can't catch me.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, and apparently our guys are disciplined enough to not have a fucking tackle 35 yards down the field. Well,
oh, shit.
He should have thrown it by now. I'll just take off running. Like, okay, well, what are you doing?
And Lincoln Riley, better schemer.
Oh, yeah.
Better play caller.
Oh, yeah.
by far.
And they can run the ball.
So, yes, that is a bad matchup for Michigan.
I think a lot of people, too, don't think about Lincoln Riley because the way his offense, having Baker and Kyler, and with what he's got now, they don't realize that his offense is run-based.
Yeah.
Run-based.
Yeah, everything is run.
Their running backs are fucking phenomenal in his offense that opens up the passing game.
Yep.
Where Ohio State is pass-based.
Yes.
To open up a run game to get to a play action.
Yep.
Lincoln Riley is run the ball, throw the ball. Now we got you.
Yep. Again, you don't have to have your running back run the football to be a running team.
No.
People don't realize that.
No.
If you're not understanding, you're not giving it to them in the A gap, then you're not running the football.
No.
You're fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Idiots. If your running back doesn't have 100 yards a game, you're not running the football. He can have 65 to 70. I'm still running the football. I'm still making you have to tackle that guy, have to move a little bit. Now you're fucked.
That was the Bill Parcells, the way he judged his game is 55. 55 is the number. If the number of completed passes and running attempts hits 55, you probably won the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's hopefully we ran the ball 30 times and had 25 completed passes, we won the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or 20 and 35, even better.
Yeah.
Like in the Roethlisberger, we win Super Bowls, he was completing 18 passes, but they were running the ball 40 fucking times.
Mm-hmm.
You win games that way.
Yeah.
Shocking how that works. Now, when you throw the ball and have 35 completions
20
and
runs.
15 carries.
Yeah. Not good. Now I'll give up a run. I'll give up a 10-yard run.
Yeah. Anything else we got on college football? Oh, the
coaches hires.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hugh Freeze. We already mentioned that one.
Hugh Freeze, fucking scumbag.
I know we talked about that a little bit, and not even about him personally, because he is kind of a piece of shit. Number one, he had to relinquish his control of his own social media to take that job. Number two, he hasn't done anything. He's hanging his hat on beating Alabama twice. That's it. That's all you're hanging your hat on. And again, we talk about that. SEC teams do not hire people who have never not coached in the SEC at a little bit. Yeah. Look at who people have hired. Okay, Florida recently just hired a coach, Napier.
Yep.
So on Alabama's staff for about 3 years.
Yeah.
Why do you think he was hired? Because he coached in the SEC.
Yeah.
Because he coached in the SEC. Fuck off. Hire the best candidate, not somebody who used to coach in the SEC.
And that is just the funny thing of he cheated and did so much shady shit that got him fired that the phone calls to hookers wasn't the problem.
No. He did so much dirty shit where Lane Kiffin's hire seemed safe.
Yeah. Yeah. and then also got the job because Lane said no.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like he couldn't get as much money as he wanted to take that job. Because Lane was fucking gone.
Yeah, for sure.
Pay me this money. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I can win at Auburn. Ole Miss is going to be, that's about 10 and 2's about, that's about as good as it's going to be at Ole Miss.
And you may catch a year or two, but
that's fine. Yeah, but it's still.
No, it is. You're right.
Especially now with Brian Kelly at LSU of that's just some more.
It's just good coaches.
That's guys you can't get out of Louisiana.
LSU's the only one. I'll give him that. Brian Kelly's never coached in the SEC. So I'll take that statement back from LSU.
Yeah.
Good job for them. But they hired the best fucking candidate.
And
he wasn't even available.
Yeah. Feinbaum said that. You got to know it. You have to have, they hire people like this because they have SEC experience and they know what it's like. It's football, college football. You got to get the best players and fucking win.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody knows what that is. It's 2022.
Yeah.
Pretty well fucking aware of what it is.
Yeah. And other coaching hires, the Big Ten has some names as coaches in the Big Ten now.
That was huge.
I think we all thought Fickell was going somewhere.
Yeah.
Because he's just a guy who he's trending, and he's not going to stay at Cincinnati forever.
And it had to be right.
Wisconsin's a good place for him. It's just a weird thing for me. I just don't think it's weird for me from Wisconsin's standpoint, not Fickell's standpoint, for them to really kind of target him because he doesn't do some of the same things as Wisconsin is known to do.
Yeah.
He has kind of learned, I'm just saying offensively wise, he's kind of learned like an urban kind of offense.
Yeah.
Where it's, spread. Exactly. Look at Cincinnati. He had success with that. They didn't do Wisconsin style of offense at Cincinnati. So I thought for Wisconsin, good for them to kind of try and get a change of some things. And another weird part was like, I'm pretty sure that they kind of had this Jim Leonhard polished for him. I just thought that was kind of a weird thing too and maybe they just didn't like the way he went or wanted a whole change itself. Hell, he could stay on and call the defense. I mean, who knows? But I just thought that was good for Fickell. I mean, he's just got that young, but that old school mentality, which I think fits Wisconsin.
I think what Wisconsin seen with him is he's going to change it a little because you can't just keep doing the same fucking shit.
Mm-hmm.
And if you hire
Leonhard.
Yeah. You hire Leonhard,
mm-hmm.
you're polishing the same turd that you've had.
And I get it.
Not calling him a turd, but it's like you're just going to run the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You got to bring in a new life. And if he wants to stay and call, I'd rather him just go on his merry fucking way.
Yeah. If I'm Fickell, he's gone.
Go.
Yeah.
I'll bring my guys.
Uh-huh.
You got to, do something. Because Fickell's a guy that could be there for 20 years.
Yeah, he is.
Like that could, 100% could see that being his last fucking job.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
100%.
They seem like they're realistic at Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. They don't seem like if we don't win fucking everything, we're not comparing the two schools, but Iowa is consistent with
8, 9, 10.
Yep.
8, 9, 10.
Exactly.
11-1, losing the conference championship game.
Yep.
Maybe, you get one of those wins, and Luke Fickell can win that game.
Yeah.
You get now you're going to make the playoffs with Luke Fickell if there's 12, because there's going to be 12 teams.
Yep.
You're going to make the playoffs.
Yep. No, that's a very good hire by Wisconsin for the simple fact that it's change. How fast is it changing? Because you're going to have to do some recruiting.
That transfer portal's awful nice because what do one thing that they have offensive linemen that you can run the fucking ball.
Yep.
And he can bring some guys with him. Mm-hmm. And what can Wisconsin do? Run the ball. And what can't they do? Complete a fucking pass.
Yeah.
Well, Luke Fickell's going to get somebody that can throw a fucking pass.
Somebody's in the fucking portal.
Somebody.
That'll be interesting how that happens with
Luke Fickell could have got a Bo Nix.
Yeah, could have. That guy
Wisconsin
from Texas
can't get that.
Yeah, Luke Fickell can.
Yeah.
The dude from Texas.
What dude? The guy
who's transferring in the transfer portal who sat behind what's his face?
Yeah, that was going to be the starter.
Yeah, it's before he You don't know what he's like. You don't know. Nobody knows.
You don't have a quarterback.
Exactly. So you don't know what this. If he was good enough for Sark until this guy transfers in, who knows? Ewers may not play next year. Manning may come in and play. Who knows? Ewers
can't transfer anymore because he burned it.
You're right.
You only get one,
but
and now you're fucked.
Yeah. But still, though, it's who knows how good that kid is. Because it's not like Ewers is bad. I'm not saying he came in and,
Yeah. He has... The bad thing for Ewers is his moment he got hurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
He stays in that game. Texas wins that game.
For sure.
He gets hurt, then comes back, and they're shit. He played like shit the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, I don't... He'll be the starter next year. Arch Manning's not going to come in and start as a freshman.
Yeah.
That shit ain't happening.
No, it's not.
He's still 18 years old, even though he's a Manning. Mm-hmm. Still.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. That transfer portal it's going to be interesting here.
Yeah.
With what? And then Nebraska's side of it, they just needed a name. And I really feel like that's what that hire was. He is a good, solid coach for turning something around.
Yeah.
And he did it at Baylor. He did it at Temple. He's done it before.
Yeah.
It's a good hire by Nebraska for that reason alone.
And they hired exactly what Nebraska likes.
Yep.
Black shirts. That's what Matt Rule's going to do.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to play fucking defense there.
Yep.
And that's what you do.
Yep.
You almost beat Ohio State 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Because of that defense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that was a good hire by them.
Absolutely.
Because who the fuck wants to go to Nebraska? Now he can bring in some people to do it because he's done it before.
Now you look at 2024 season of Jim Harbaugh, Ryan Day, Luke Fickell, Matt Rule, Lincoln Riley.
Yep. Yeah.
Now you've got shit.
Oh shit. Yeah. Yeah, it's Chip Kelly. If he's still there, maybe. Who knows?
They're still trying to fight that.
But that's a name, though. I mean,
they're still trying to fight it to not come in.
To not come in. Oh, I know. But I'm saying
apparently they don't like money.
Yeah. But the names in that conference now are huge. Yeah. Huge. And that money deal that they just got from ABC or CBS, whichever one I won, that's just gonna keep fucking rising.
Well, and that's that funny thing too of like you look at all the quarterbacks. Ohio State has one. Mm-hmm. Alabama has one. Well, those motherfuckers ain't leaving California now.
Yeah.
Especially in L.A., where both those guys are from.
That's tough, yeah.
Now, all of a sudden, those quarterbacks stay at USC, and they don't get a lot of talent, like a Chris Olave.
Oh, yeah.
He's at USC. He doesn't come to Ohio State. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's like it can happen.
If it can stay where it's at.
With Lincoln Riley.
Yes.
It can be like where it was with Pete Carroll. They can fill their whole roster with 5-star guys
from California
and not leave their state.
Yep.
Not leave the city.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're within, an hour drive of every 5-star they need to get to fill every skill position they have.
Yeah.
Of like, that can get next year when their defense is a little better. I think next year, USC wagon. Because they'll get some more transfer guys. That defense will get shored up. The offense will be one more year better. Caleb B. Now, if he wins the Heisman this year, they usually either get hurt or play a little worse the next year. Yeah. But
God, the kid's good. But USC's defense has got to get better.
It's awful.
And I don't like, the only thing I will knock Lincoln Riley with was as a head coach, stop hiring guys you fucking know.
Yeah.
Quit. I mean, that's fine if you like the way that he does something. That's fine. But is Chris Ash there still?
He might be.
He was there, or wait, no, the Grinch guy, Alex Grinch.
Yeah,
was there at Oklahoma. Not Chris Ash, but Alex Grinch was there. Chris at Oklahoma.
He's in Boston College or something, isn't he?
But it's like he was bad at Oklahoma, man. Don't take him to fucking USC with you. Like hire somebody that you don't know that knows fucking defense. Do that for yourself.
Now we can go to what we talked about last week. Is the Rose Bowl finally caved in that 2024 we are getting an expansion.
Yeah, and that's
basically it sounds like the college football players like, hey, either you're signing this or we're going without you.
Yeah, exactly.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
You can have a New Year's 6 game, but we're going to be playing a playoff game right when you're going.
Yeah.
So good luck.
Yep. No, good. It's good for the college football playoffs.
That's had to happen.
Yep.
Then I think Herb Street mentioned it on his podcast, and then it kind of made some skimmerings through the news today that the Rose Bowl might choose Penn State over Ohio State because Ohio State was there last year.
Now,
Grant, let me finish.
Okay, sorry.
I hope that fucking happens.
Me too.
Because if that happens, you're getting Ohio State versus Alabama.
Yes.
So please do that.
Please do that.
Because who gives a fuck about the Rose Bowl?
And from my sources, Ohio State asked to not be picked in the Rose Bowl.
Oh, that makes sense too.
From my sources. Now, because they want something meaningful and they want to play somebody.
Yeah.
And they're just
tired. They want to play, like, in that scenario, they want to play Utah again.
Yep.
Or Oregon.
Yes. So they asked to not be picked. I'm pretty sure from what I was understood of, like a letter was written, like a very, official. It wasn't like hey, don't fucking pick us. It was like, there was an official like letter being sent of.
Which it's okay for them because they can take Penn State travels not as well, but just as well.
Yeah. Yeah, a few years ago when it was Penn State and USC,
they're going to fill that stadium.
Fun game to watch.
But that's the only reason is like you're probably going to get Ohio State, Alabama.
Isn't it funny?
Or Ohio State, Tennessee.
Isn't it funny?
Which would suck, but
yes, it would. Or because if the quarterback, let's say if Hooker was still there, that'd be great.
That'd be
fun.
Awesome.
I like how we talked about big name Big Ten coaches. We left out James Franklin because he's just non-existent anymore.
Yeah. Now
he might be if
divisions get rid of the divisions. Now there's something. I mean, it's a bad thing to say of like Penn State. They're like they're fucking terrible. They got 2 losses. Yeah, to Ohio State and Michigan.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, what the fuck?
I don't get that. It's just again, it's the looked down upon by everybody else because we have Rutgers and Maryland in our conference.
Yeah. They beat the fuck out of Auburn.
Yeah.
Not their fault that Auburn sucks this year. I mean, that was probably on the books for a decade. You know, it's like Ohio State when they scheduled Alabama. It's like they're scheduled to play Alabama like 2028.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, okay, well, it's like I love when they do those news releases. We just booked a home and home with Alabama for 2033.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right,
okay.
well, I mean, who fucking cares?
Yeah, might not be alive.
Yeah, no shit. I 100% won't be. But, it's just, so I'm glad that you have a date now.
Yeah.
2024. It's going to 12 teams.
Yep.
And it's like, it's not going to matter. It's just going to be Michigan and fucking Georgia anyway. It's not going to,
okay.
I don't know, because Georgia struggled in some games. Like, Georgia's not last year's Georgia.
No, they're not.
They're the best team in the country.
Yes.
But they're not. They haven't
dominant.
Lost, but they can get got.
Yep. And
they're
just not as dominant as they were last year. Yeah. And they're still
this is a down
good.
year. I mean, it's a down. They're probably going to win the national championship, and it's a down year for them.
Yeah.
But it's not like it was last year.
Yep. Yeah. How about that when we talk about adding teams to conferences like we were talking about USC and possibly UCLA? When the SEC signed on Oklahoma and Texas, did they think Oklahoma was going to be shit like they were?
Well, I mean, Lincoln Riley was still there when they signed that contract.
I get that. But it's like, oh, fuck.
They just got 2 names.
Yes.
And Texas has been shit for a decade. So
yeah, it's just like, oh.
Sarkisian's got 1 more year and he's fired.
Yeah.
I mean,
those guys,
it's like, hey, man.
Those oil money guys in Texas don't put up with shit.
Well, it's one of those things of, you're an offensive genius and stuff. It's like, well, why do you keep fucking losing?
Yeah.
To teams that you are better than.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Have fun in the SEC. Oh, you got to play Alabama every fucking year now?
Yeah, that's great. Good for you.
Yeah, good job.
Yep.
Shit. Well, fuck it. You want to pick some NFL games?
Yeah,
we didn't talk NFL. It's a big win for the Bengals this week. That was a must win.
Yeah. Yeah, we did talk about that. Last week, you beat me again. So good for you. You went 4-1, if I remember correctly.
I am a genius. There's no denying that.
You do okay.
Yeah.
You do okay. Give me 1 second here as I breathe into the mic. Yeah, you went. Oh, sorry, you went 3-2, and I went 1-4. So
you fucking suck.
I do. Overall records, as we are just now past week 12, heading into week 13, you are 18-23-4.
Quite the comeback I've made. No, I was like 1-15.
When I was adding them all up, I'm like, I was like, Randy has made some strides for those first 3 weeks.
I started out I went 0-5. 1-5,
1-4,
like 0-4-1.
Yeah,
and then that was.
You had some ties there. And
I want to say the last time you read the ones, it was like
the last. I
was like 2-16 and something.
Well, yeah, the last time that I calculated up, you were 3-15-2, and then I am 26-20-3. So you're making a nice push. Okay, sir.
All right, let's give you the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Detroit Lions.
That's fucking one, really?
Yeah.
You know what?
Who's going to win the game?
Yeah. Good for Trevor Lawrence last week.
That was a big win.
Big win. Huge comeback from him.
Not to mention helpful for me.
Yeah, no shit. Lions, man, competed with the fucking Bills on Thanksgiving. Should have fucking beat them. At home with the Lions, I am going to go Lions minus the 1.
Yeah, I think it's
a tough one.
It's where you got to be.
It's a tough one.
Yeah. I think they're very similar teams. They're both on the up.
Yep. Yeah. It's
I think Trevor Lawrence is finally starting to be Trevor Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're starting to see that. Yeah. Okay, this guy can play.
Yeah, and again, Doug Peterson, really good football coach.
Yeah.
It's a Tua Mike McDaniels thing you're seeing with this guy. It just happened. It just happened in 1 year instead of 3.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, he's still good. You just have to be better at coaching him. I'm going to give you the Jets at the Vikings, and the Jets are +3.
I'm going to take the Vikings minus the 3 because Mike White is going to fall apart.
He is. And
that's what he wins a game and then he loses games.
I did not think he was going to have those numbers, but
no.
But yeah, no, he does. He has games. He's a backup quarterback.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
No.
I'm going to give you the Titans at the Eagles. Eagles are -4.5.
I'm gonna go Titans on this one.
Really?
Yeah. Titans plus the 4.5. Again, the Titans wear you the fuck out.
Yeah.
4.5 is a big stretch, especially with, the Eagles have kind of cooled off a little bit, and teams are kind of starting to figure out what to do against that, the RPOs and stuff that they run. 4.5, I think, with the way the Titans run the football and the way the Eagles run the football.
Right. Could be a very quick game.
Quick game, exactly. So I'll take the Titans plus the 4.5. This is going to be a fun one here. Steelers at the Falcons. Falcons are +1.5.
Give me the Steelers minus the 1.5. Kyle Pitts on done for the year.
Yeah, I saw that. 1.5. The Falcons, man, they just have some bad luck.
Well, they're a bad team.
They are.
They have a good coach, but they are a poorly built team.
Yes, goddamn, they are. They really are.
I'm going to give you the Packers at the Chicago Bears.
God damn it.
Bears are +3, and it sounds like Justin Fields will play.
Yeah. I guess I have to go with history here.
Yeah.
I'm going with Aaron Rodgers minus the 3 because
you got to pick that until you show different.
Yeah, because he still fucking owns them. I'm going to give you. Nah, never mind. That's the. Oh no, we're good. I'm going to give you Dolphins at Niners. The Dolphins are +3.5.
I'm going to take the Niners minus the 3.5, mainly for the fact is that they're at home.
Yep.
That's the only reason. I have no other reason to pick it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Niners, I think, are the best team in the NFC right now.
Yeah, for sure.
But all their games are close still. I mean, I'm going to give you the Chargers at the Raiders. It's a 1-point game because I don't know what to do with that game. Mainly, I gave you that game so you couldn't give it to me.
I wasn't going to give it to you because we were in the same situation. The fuck? I'll go with the Raiders plus the 1.
The over-under is 50, so a lot of defense in that game they're planning on.
Raiders are at home. Probably the only reason why I'm picking it.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do. The Chargers had to come back and beat the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Yeah, so who knows there. Give you... Why the fuck didn't the Colts and Cowboys get flexed for the Niners-Dolphins?
Because it's Cowboys.
I get it, but the Colts fucking suck.
Yeah.
The Denver got flexed and it's the Chiefs.
Yeah. How do you not flex that game and put Kansas City and Cincinnati in that spot?
Cincinnati, you had 2 games. Cincinnati or Bengals?
Yeah.
Or the Chiefs or Bengals, and Niners, Dolphins.
Yeah.
At 2 games, you could have flexed that one.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you the Commanders at the Giants. The Giants are plus 2.5.
What a fucking joke. I mean, what a fucking joke that franchise is.
Yeah.
With what they just fucking did.
The fact that you skimped out on a memorial for Sean Taylor.
To a guy that is beloved by every fucking football fan in the country.
Yep. Yes. Yes.
The guy got killed. Even one, he's fucking baller.
Yeah.
And then gets killed in a home invasion.
Yep.
And for the second year in a row, you have trotted his name out to sell fucking tickets.
Yep.
Last year, you threw it together at the last second and then let Jackson Mahomes fucking dance on his goddamn name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then you put out this and you announce it as a statue.
Yes.
And then it's not even a mannequin. It's a wire mannequin.
Yeah. And it's not even the right fucking jersey
with
he
a
wore.
Nike jersey, because the Nike Nike jersey.
Yeah.
Never wore a Nike jersey.
Nope.
Reebok pants.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Adidas soccer shoes.
Yeah.
Was a Nike athlete.
Yep.
He did wear soccer shoes.
Yes.
That is correct.
Yes.
But they were Nikes.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't even pull the socks, get the socks all the way up to the pants, so you left a gap so you could see the wire mesh.
Yeah.
The helmet logo is kind of fucked up, because obviously you had to.
Yeah, you had to make
like,
it.
hey, what?
Just make a statue.
Just fucking go away.
Yeah.
Stop dragging his fucking family up for bullshit like this.
Make that fucking guy sell the goddamn team.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's happening.
But
but
make
it is
soon.
like,
yes, you're an embarrassment.
Jesus Christ, guys. I mean,
yeah, it's ridiculous.
You keep dragging this guy's name to sell fucking tickets and to sell merch, and you continually just keep shitting on his family.
Yep.
Because you're
trash.
Yeah, you're fucking garbage. And that's the bad thing is, because I like the team president.
Yeah.
And everybody wants to talk about Snyder, but this one's directly on fucking him.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, you played in the league.
Yeah, no shit.
Pretty sure you knew that guy. You're about the same age.
Yeah.
What are you fucking doing?
Mm-hmm.
On that note, though, I'm going to take... fuck it. Give me the Commanders.
Okay.
I like Taylor Heineke.
I do too. It's a cool guy. All righty. I need one more, sir.
Let's see. Give me the Browns at the Texans in the Deshaun Bowl.
Give me the Texans plus the 7.
Okay, that's a weird one. I really thought you'd go with the Browns there, because the Texans are historically bad as far as NFL teams go.
Yes, they are horrid.
Historically bad.
Yeah. It's tough to not play in 2 fucking years. So
yeah, I understand.
No,
but
I'm going to go with the Texans plus 7.
It's one of those things too of like, Texas probably they'll be a little juiced, obviously.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know that any of those players were on the fucking team when Deshaun was there. I mean,
No.
I haven't heard of anybody.
No.
But that's one of those things of like, the Texans are a team that I think the Browns could actually beat them and not throw a pass.
They could.
But and then hearing all the people, because Deshaun went to the media today. He didn't talk. He was unavailable yesterday. And people went, he's got to answer these questions, and it's stupid for him not to go up in front of the media and do because most quarterbacks go on Wednesdays. Like, he's just going to drag this out of like, no, I mean, he could just play in the game, and then after the game say, I'm only taking football questions, and then another week goes by, and the story ends up dying. Because, how long can you fucking drum that?
Yeah, exactly.
But then they were pissed because he came up today and did talk to the media and said, I'm only taking football questions.
Yeah.
And then I heard a bunch of talking heads going, he can say that all he wants, but he's going to have to answer these questions. Like, no, he doesn't.
No, he didn't.
You can ask it.
Yeah.
Ask it as much as you want.
Exactly.
He can also say, I told you I'm going to only answer football questions, so next.
Exactly.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
I mean, so, yeah,
I still owe you one more game.
Do you?
Yeah. Do you want
Fire.
to pick it? Seahawks at the Rams. The Rams are plus 7.5.
Seahawks, because I don't know if the Rams have any players left.
I know.
Stafford's
Crazy.
done. Aaron Donald's done.
Yeah. Aaron Donald might retire. If he was planning on retiring last year after the Super Bowl,
you got a lot of injuries going on for the players now that people say that players don't tank, because they don't.
no.
But Aaron Donald is going to miss games when he would normally play if they were in a playoff.
Yeah.
That's how teams end up tanking, is the little nagging things that you play through on your playoff push.
Yeah.
You just don't play.
Exactly.
At that point in time.
That's how it goes.
And for some reason, Jalen Ramsey just wants to look in the backfield and get burned every fucking game.
Man,
it's like, dude, you're the best fucking... He's like, how do you keep giving up these fucking 50-yard touchdowns?
I know. Especially the one to fucking not saying anything about the guy. He's really good. Pretty sure you're faster than Travis Kelce.
Yeah, pretty good chance. He ran a hell of a route.
Yes, he did.
But also you can backpedal faster. But what happened? Oh, you had your eyes in the backfield again thinking that.
I'm going to get this guy.
You don't think that Mahomes and Travis Kelce have a little rapport of what they're going to fucking do to you because they knew you're going to be on them.
You just turned your head. Oh, I just went the opposite way that you were looking.
And then outran you to the goal line.
Yeah. Not saying anything bad about Travis Kelce. I'm sure he's
Love
fast.
Travis Kelce.
He's awesome.
He ain't that fast,
No,
though.
he's not that fast.
That is fucking great.
It's funny.
Well, it was a big college football show today. We're going to end this up because I'm about to piss my pants, so we got to get out of here.
WideSide?